In this video, I'm going to talk how to compute holding period return given historical stock prices without considering dividend or stock split. So in this file, I have Verizon stock price for the last 16 years from February 2001 to December 2016. Given this historical price, how do we compute holding period return? So first of all, what is holding period return? Holding period return means if you bought this Verizon stock in February 2001 at $21.02 and sold this stock in December 2016 at 52.19, what would be the overall rate of return on your investment? That is holding period return. So to compute the holding period return, you need the purchase price, right? Purchase price means how much you paid at the beginning of the period. So purchase price would be the price at the beginning of the period, right? And you need the selling price. Selling price means at what price did you sell the stock, right? So the selling price is the price at the end of the period. So once you know the purchase price and selling price, you can compute the holding period return. And how would you compute the holding period return? The holding period return would be simply equals to the price you sold for, right, minus the price you paid for. That gives your overall net return, right? And if you want to compute that as a percent of your initial investment, you divide this by your purchase price, and that would be 148%. That is the holding period return. That means if you invested some money in 2001 on Verizon stock and sold that stock in 2016, the overall return on your investment would be 148%. Similarly, you can also compute annual holding period return. And how would you compute annual holding period return? This is the one you just computed is the overall holding period return. And if you want to compute annual holding period return, you simply would do this. You have your holding period return, right? So that would be 1 plus your holding period return over 1 over the number of years. So we have 16 years here. That would be 1 over 16, all right, minus 1. So if you do this, that gives us the annual holding period return, which is 5.85%. You can use holding period return or annual holding period return to compute the value of the initial investment in the end of the period. For example, let's say that initial investment you had on your Verizon is $1,000. That means you invested $1,000 on Verizon stock in 2001. How much would that be in 2016? The value of your investment in 2016. How would you compute that? So you can use this holding period return or annual holding period return to compute the value of your investment in 2016. How would you do this? Simply your initial investment times 1 plus holding period return. So that gives us the value of your investment in 2016. Similarly, you can also do this. Your initial investment times 1 plus your annual holding period return, but there are 16 years in during that period. That's why to the power 16, right? That gives us the total value of your investment in 2016. Either way, you get the same value. But there is also another way you can compute the value of investment in 2016. That is, you can create dollar index. This is a dollar index. And how do you create dollar index? That means you divide each of these prices by the beginning period price. So first period price over the first period price, and you fix that first period price in the denominator and you drag it to the bottom, and that gives you the dollar index. And that dollar index is so useful investment. It helps you to track how that dollar would grow over a period. So by using this dollar index also you can compute the value of your investment in 2016. What would you do to compute that value? Simply would be equals to your initial investment times the last value of your dollar index, that is the value of your dollar index in 2016. That would give us the same number as the earlier two numbers. So either way you can get the same value. One interesting thing about this dollar index is what you can do is you can plot the date and the dollar index, and I'm gonna plot that dollar index, right? I'm gonna select this two series and insert and go to your chart section, 2D chart here, and if I choose this, now I have here, and let me change that line. It doesn't look very good, so let me, okay, that means this line tells us how a dollar would grow if you invested on Verizon stock over period. That's why this dollar index is very useful in investment analysis. All right, thank you.